one of my friends, Bill, he actually moved out to California. He trains at one of the 10 planets out there, but he worked for a local video store. It's called 48 Hours Video, and it was like not like Blockbuster or any of the big name ones. It was like a real little rinky-dink one, but they had a million things. They actually used to keep the tapes in the videos, so people would go in and steal them all the time, myself included. I should just steal video games, but I started looking into there was one little thing called special interest, and they'd have like a couple of porno tapes. You had to go in the back, you know, so I was like 16, I think, and I would roll over there and just go in the back and like, all right, I can maybe, because my buddy ran the counter at night, so I'm like, all right, I can, you know, maybe get some porns, or I can get some, you know, and I look down and I see fights, and I watched one I think was called like IFC or something, and it was like Vanderlei Silva and like all these guys in the Valley Tudo matches, and I'm like, this is insane. I gotta see this more. And that was like the only, because the internet wasn't big back then, that was like the only thing. And then one day I walked in, he called me on my house phone. I remember my dad's like, there's a phone call. He's like, dude, you gotta get up here right now. He's like, they got these fight videos, it's in a cage, it's fucking insane. You know, and then I came up there and we stood at the counter and watched it on the little TV, all UFC 1, 2, and 3. So I never seen 1 when it came out. We watched the first 3, and I was like, sold. You know, this is legit. I got to do this or something like it. I was supposed to do a kickboxing match at this place called the Vanderbilt. I was supposed to do a Muay Thai fight, and it got canceled the morning of. Like, I trained for like 3 months, like running, like kicking the bag like a maniac, just trying to get my shins better, because I never thought that I'd do Muay Thai. I wanted to do MMA. I was like, whatever, this is a means to an end. I'll keep doing jiu-jitsu tournament. You know, I'll do Muay Thai fights, but I wanna fight like in UFC, like that style. And that fight got canceled, so I was really down. And then one of my training partners he got his retina, like he hurt his retina, like he had to have surgery. And the guy was like, my coach at the time was like, hey man, listen, I was 18 or 19, I was 19. He was like, hey, listen, you're the only guy at this weight that I trust going in there. He's like, the guy's a wrestler, you're pretty good off your back. He's like, if you want to try it, try it. And I would never say, I would never disrespect him and be like, no, I'm not going to do it. I didn't know what I was getting into. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll do it. Yeah, sure. He's like, oh, you want to fight? I'm like, yeah, I'll fight. He's like, all right. There's no, you know, it's like UFC. I'm like, oh, it is. I'm in it. You know, and then when they showed me the videos of the guy, I was like, oh shit, you know, but I just kept telling myself, I'm like, just keep training, man. If you can just somehow win this fight, you know, I felt like, you know, if I win this, I can do this and I could do that and do the other thing. But it like when walking out to it, I felt like I almost passed out, like just seeing my dad there and like seeing all these people. And it was in, the thing was called Reality Fighting, and it was in the Wildwood Convention Center, and it was a huge place. There were a lot of people there, and like I happened to be the main event, so I just walked into a main event title fight and had no fighting experience whatsoever besides amateur karate tournaments. So I was like, oh shit, this is real. Like I remember getting in the ring, it all happened so fast, and it was a octagon ring. So I walked in, I stood in there, I came out first, came out to DMX, you know, I thought it was all tough, had the hood up, took that off, I got there. You know, he put some Vaseline on my face. He was like, looked at me. He's like, look at me, look at me. He's like, you're going to be fine. Breathe. And I just turned around. I looked over, and the guy was already on the ring, and it was a small cage, and he was right there. And I just looked at him. I was like, oh, God, this is real. I'm like, this guy's going to punch me in the face hard. So if you would ever see the fight, the ref comes out, and right away it was like, you ready? Ready? Go. And he came flying at me. I just was in my like stance. I didn't even move. I just stood there. He just came in, winged a punch at me. I went like this, and he just picked me up, slammed me down. And from there, like, I didn't remember anything about the fight at all. I just ghosted through the whole thing. Somehow I won by, I landed, he got tired from beating the hell out of me. And I just went back to my karate and just started throwing, like, you know, I felt like I was Machida out there, like throwing a punch. Then he threw a kick, and I stepped back, threw a round kick, hit him in the face, and I cut him. And then they eventually stopped it from cut. And I remember laying on the ground, and the guy going, the ref looking at me, he's like, yo, get up, it's over. I'm like, what happened? He's like, you won. I whipped my mouthpiece, I stood up, I started crying, I was going crazy, everybody was giving me a hug. Yeah, I think a good person is someone who, obviously there's a lot that goes into it, but for me right now in my life, like I think just being honest and truthful, and not lying to anybody. Like I don't I don't, you know, a lot of people perceive themselves as something else, and I'm just trying to stay more grounded and just be honest with everybody. Like, this is who I am, you know, this is what I do. If you don't like it, you know, that's fine. Like, you don't have to be in my life, but I just want to be a person that helps people, and, you know, other people feel good about, like, other people feel good, like, yeah, they could talk to me about things. Like, I think, you know, being a man obviously has a lot of things that goes into it, but I think just being truthful and being honest with yourself goes a long way. And I think that's a huge step in being a man, and being able to admit your faults, you know, and just tell yourself, like, you know, this is really who you are, not this guy that you think you are, or the hat that you put on when you go out to the bar or whatever you do. Like, this is me, you know, this is what I do.